Hey girl, hey! Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jensine, aka Jungle Naps. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. The interesting thing about this is that when you go online on the Sephora website, you look at the reviews, you see that people either love it, like they're like, this is my new holy grail, or they hate it and they say that it made their skin itch, they had a really horrible reaction to it, and it did nothing for their skin. And I thought this would be a really interesting review just to really get down into it and see how well does this perform? Is it going to break me out, or is it going to be my new holy grail? So if you're interested in that, keep watching. If you're brand new here, don't forget to subscribe and let's get into it. So a few things about this little guy. It comes in two sizes. This one is the 10 milliliter size, and then there's also a full size, which is the 45 milliliter size. So I think if you want to just try this out, it's a good idea to get the smaller size. That way you can decide later on if you want to keep with it or not. I wish all brands did this with their primers, foundations, anything that's like liquid or cream, but you know, one can only dream. So I want to let you know a little bit about what's in this primer. It has hemp-derived cannabis seed extract. This is supposed to hydrate and smooth the look of the skin while providing antioxidant benefits. I can't hate on that at all. There's also blue agave extract, which forms an invisible layer to grip the primer and smooth the look of texture, seal in moisture. That sounds good. It also has prickly pear cactus extract and aloe water, which hydrates, soothes, and calms the skin. So just from my first impressions of that sounds like it's going to be a really hydrating primer. It's going to really have that makeup just lock on the skin, and hopefully it won't budge. My idea is to do an 8-hour wear test so that you guys can see, for those of you guys that have long work or school days and wear your makeup for a longer period of time. And because it does say that there's aloe water in it, I think that a lot of people have reactions to that. I know that I'm one of those people, so I'm really curious because it doesn't always happen with every product that has aloe in it, just sometimes, so we'll see. So I'm going to be using this with a drugstore foundation. I decided to choose a popular one. This is the Maybelline Super Stay. This is the shade 355. So when I apply this, don't freak out. It always looks a little bit off. By the time I finish my makeup, it looks really, really nice. So the directions say to use 1 to 2 drops, no more than that. So I'm going to go with 1 first and see how far that gets us. Ooh, it's a little bit slimy. So that's 1. That's like not a lot, right? But I'm just going to apply that. Oh yeah, I can feel it's definitely sticky. 1 drop didn't get me very far. Just the very center. Let's see with 2. Okay. See, 2 came out a lot more than that. So that's looking a lot better. I'm going to pat it into my smile lines. And I'm just going to pat it in rather than rub it so that it really sinks into the skin, because I'm trying to really make this 2 drops cover the majority of what I have, on my face. Something I do want to say is I noticed on the reviews, a lot of people with oily skin seem to like it. So even though it says that there's a lot of like hydrating benefits in this, I found that not too many people with dry skin loved it on the reviews. Of course, I don't know, but you guys know I have combination like oily skin, oily / normal in the winter, oily / sometimes dry. But I can feel that this is sticky, and I like that. I like primers that grip, because what better way to make sure that your makeup is gonna last? So now it's time for my Maybelline Super Stay, and I'm gonna be using that today with a NYX. This is just a regular foundation brush, and then afterwards I always go in with my sponge and then just kind of tap that into place. So I'm taking a couple pumps and just putting that on the back of my hand and mix it up and just start dotting it here. I feel like this foundation always looks a bit more orangish on camera than it does in person. It doesn't translate as well on camera, but It's so beautiful, and I know a lot of you guys really love this foundation, so this is why I decided to use it for comparison. So I will say I do feel it gripping onto that primer really, really well. It almost feels like my face is like a super smooth canvas, and I love that. So again, I'm just really pouncing that nicely into the skin to give it a flawless finish, and so far I really like what I see. I mean, it looks good. Now, before I add anything else on here, let's just take a look. It looks really good to me. Very smooth. I'm not noticing any of my texture, and I know some of you guys are like, girl, your skin's perfect, but it does have texture, and I don't see any of that, which I love. Now I'm going to show you guys the rest of my makeup because I know a lot of you guys really like to watch how the look comes together. I do want to say, don't forget to stay tuned because at the end of the video, I want to show you how this looks like after 8 hours. So right now I'm applying the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, and it's so good. I can't believe I slept on it for so long, but the coverage is like A1 because I do have dark circles, and it's super frustrating when you want to really cover them up really well, but this is a great drugstore option for those of you guys that are looking for high coverage concealers. Now I'm gonna go over that very lightly with my Hourglass Veil powder. This is really nice because if you have dry under eyes like me, then it's just super fine, and that way you don't run the risk of having your under eyes look super cakey. Next up, I'm taking my Black Radiance foundation stick. This is the color Espresso, and I'm using it to add some cream contour to my face. And I'm using my Real Techniques brush to just buff that into the face nice and smooth so we get a nice base for our powder contour. And then for me, once I get that placement right, I like to go on top of it with a sponge to just push it into the skin a bit more. So for powder contour, I'm using an oldie but a goodie today. We've got the It's My Ray Ray and BH Cosmetics. I like to use this color. I believe it's Mocha, the middle one, and it's like the perfect shade contour for me. For blush, I'm so freaking excited. I purchased the Bloom palette from Natasha Denona during the VIB sale, and I wasn't going to. I was trying so hard to resist, but I looked at the reviews and so many people had such wonderful things to say, especially women with a deeper complexion. So I was like, shoot, I gotta try this, okay? Now this is a cream blush, so I'm gonna go ahead with this one, and then I'm also gonna use the Glow Extreme as a highlight as well. I'm going to take my sponge and I'm just gonna like dip it in here. Oh, how beautiful. Oh my god, this is gorgeous. I've never been able to find a cream blush that I really liked, because I always just felt like it just wasn't really the right color for me, or it just looked too artificial like a doll, but this is like so natural. Wow. Oh my god. Gorgeous. Before I add my highlight, I'm gonna go in with this Ciate. This is their Dewy Sticks in Luster. I love the formula. It goes on. It's really like, it's not oily, but it gives you like a nice sheen underneath your highlight. It pairs so well with all of those powders, like you just can't go wrong. So dipping into this one right here, this is Glow Extreme, and just putting that on top. Oh, this is so nice and natural. I think you're gonna love this for every day. It's not like blinding. I mean, I'm sure you can build it up, but it's like, just kind of like catch your eye kind of highlight, you know? Again, it's just kind of like, see how it just kind of catches your eye, but it's not like, wow. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my powder. This is the Too Faced Born This Way in Translucent Deep. And I'm basically using this to set the outer parts of my face because I don't want any transfer or anything like that. Now, I know y'all love a nude lip combo, so I've got a good one for you. I've got my lip liner. This is from Laura Mercier. It's called Wild Grape. And then I'm going in with their lipstick called Beige in Time. such a good formula. And of course, I'm gonna top it off with my Fenty Gloss Bomb. I had to purchase a new one recently because I lost my other one and I was so mad. But I found it, we are back in love again. So it's so funny because looking at this on camera, it doesn't look nude, but in person, it looks like a nice, like slightly berry, but also just like deeper nude. It's very, very scrumptious. I encourage you guys to try this lip combo. All right, so I'm gonna go finish on my hair and I'm gonna be back at the 8-hour mark so you guys can see how things hold up. I'm not wearing a mattifying primer, so I'm also gonna be testing how well this holds back oils. Hey guys, so I'm here at the 3-hour mark. I decided that I just wanted to do a little check-in in between. And as you guys can see, it does look really nice. I'm kind of undecided because I noticed myself starting to get a little bit oily already, and I don't think that this has as great of mattifying like properties as I thought it was going to have. So we'll see about that, but it still looks good up close. Like when I bring the camera up close, you can still see a little bit of my texture, you know, it's not gone, but from farther away, she looks poppin'. So I'll be back at the 8-hour mark to give you a complete review and my thoughts. Hey guys, so I'm back. It's not even the full 8 hours. It's like 7 hours and 15 minutes, but I had to come back to show you guys. I look so oily. I don't even know if this is transferring well enough on camera, but I just went out to get drinks and like dinner with a friend. And I came back on my way home, actually. I was in the car and I was like, yo, why do I look this oily? So I just definitely want to say straight off the bat, look, this is not going to combat any oiliness. It says I'm not even that oily and the weather was like 50 degrees today, so it was cold. And this is not gonna withstand humidity, like at all. As far as a blurring, it's not bad, but it's not amazing. Honestly, my Farsali Skin Tune Blur does a way better job. For me, I'm just thinking it would be better to take one of your favorite drugstore mattifying primers, layer that in your oily areas, and then put the Farsali Skin Tune Blur or the Touch in Soul No Pore Blem primer on top so that you can get that nice soft filtered effect and just, you know, go on with your day. Because I mean, look, the areas like, for example, here, where I have texture, you can still see them, and I look like an oil slick, and that's not the look that I want to give. So I can say that I used the regular amount that they said that you should use. I didn't use too much. It did grip the makeup. Like, I will say this, you can see just a little bit of creasing here, but that's not bad for over 7 hours. But honestly, I'm not wowed by it, and I just don't think it's worth the price or buying the full size, because if it's like this now and summer isn't even here yet, and I'm not even the most oily kind of person, then it's just not, it's not gonna be that great, you know what I mean? It was fun to try something new, but I'm gonna stick with some of my favorites, and even the Tatcha primer plus a mattifying primer would be better than this. I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. That's just how I feel. If you enjoyed this review, go ahead and check out some of my other primer reviews right over here. Thank you guys so much for kicking it with me. As always, y'all know I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!